All right, welcome back. Looks like somebody bailed on me. Oh, no connection. Well, whatever. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We are broadcasting live from the MATC Lockdown Alert. Hope you enjoy it. But we're going to move forward with this as we can. I hope everything is okay. I do not mean to make light of the situation that somebody may be in. So I take it a little bit back, but you got to have a little fun here. Seeing that literally 1 hour ago, there was a fire drill as well. So something's going on. But let's get into this. Let's try not to go to hour 15, hey? I know you guys are like, oh, hour 15, this guy just drones on and on and on. Jump on in. All right, let's talk about first things first. Session 1 line. Everything is due tonight at midnight. Okay, 11:59 p.m. It is all due at 11:59 p.m. I talked about this. I sent everybody a note. If you see something saying attendance assignment, that is the way I take your attendance. 95% of you are online participants. The way that you attend my class is by turning this in. If this is not completed by the time in the morning I open the documents, you will be recorded as absence. You get 1 or 2 shots and you're dropped from the class. That's the college policy. It's not me. It's college policy. Mine is like the things close and you don't get a second chance because we're moving and grooving. We're already on form. This session 1, it's behind me. I did my line work. I'm moving on in life. I'm using that line and we're for future projects already. So pay attention. If you don't do it, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing I can do. I gotta submit it to the college. I get in trouble. So attendance assignments is the way I take the attendance for session 1. And then it goes to session 2, session 3, session 4. Don't get dropped. Turn in your work. This isn't high school. This isn't grade school. Well, just do it later. No, you won't. We move on. Life's too short. Let's get a groove on. All right, let's speed through this a little bit. I always want to reaffirm that there's this Studio Session 3 project review. Maybe people will start doing it after I start grading tomorrow, but I will tell you what's wrong with your pieces. Here's the thing. If you post them here first, I will tell you what's wrong with them. You make the adjustments and then you turn it in knowing you got an A no matter what. What? Using the Studio Session project review is darn near a guaranteed A. And you get my eyes on your work ahead of time. Use it. Just upload it. I look at it like all the time. I even do it on weekends, even though it says, but I can't guarantee. Like sometimes a Sunday may get busy. I like to leave the house. So I may not hit it on a Sunday, but I'm back on Monday. And your projects are due Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you're like, oh, he said, center these titles better. 2 minutes, center the titles better, and then you just turn it in and know like everything's looking great. Use the Studio Session review. That's there for a reason. I want everybody to get an A. Graphic design quick challenge, session 3. As I've talked 3 times before, I'm not even gonna open it. We talked about this 3 times. This is the 3rd time. Use the internet. Copy and paste, internet. What's this mean? I don't know what that means. Internet. Eventually, they'll become more and more familiar to you. Some, you may know. Just do it, knock it out. I think it's 5 questions, 5 minutes. Done. Use the internet, 6 minutes. Textbook, loving it. I'm reading your 100-word prose on what you are taking away from the textbook. And so far, everybody has been doing it correctly, telling me about something they found interesting within the book. Beautiful. I am loving it. Thank you. Great job. Design practice 3. Do the day before Halloween. Dun, dun, dun. All right. We're moving on now. We did one Illustrator. We did one InDesign. We're back to Illustrator. But there's a twist. Let's download it. Milton Glaser. One of the, I told you guys, I think last week, right? This is the guy, I Heart New York. I Heart NY. He's the inventor of that. It's in the piece. So I'm going to download this file. We've all been downloading our zip files. From what I can tell, a lot of you are doing it. Those people I can't tell, the people who are just waiting till the last minute to turn in assignments. You know, nothing like raising the anxiety level and waiting to the last minute to do stuff. Whew, not me. I like to sit back and relax, get it done, sit back, have a nice cup of tea, be done with it. So I'm gonna go, and I can open files from up here, but what I'll do is I'll do the downloads, and you can see right here I have miltonglaser.zip, the zip file. So with a Mac, you double click. With a PC, you right click and extract all. Then I'm going to open this up. All I need to worry about is miltonglaser.ai. But guess what? The examples are not in place. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to get those examples. We're going to put them in place, and we're going to size them, and we're going to make it perfect. It only takes a minute. All right? That's it. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to, in fact, put everything in place before I get to the examples. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to do the title, the photo, the body copy, lock all those down, and then bring on in the 3 examples: the Wines, I Heart New York, and the Mad Men. Let's get to it. Locking. I naturally just lock what I'm not working on so I don't booger it up or bugger it up. Depends on where you're from. I'm just going to move that over and get it right on top. Remember, I'm looking for precise. I saw some David Carson's and everybody's like a little bit leaning left on that one with the title bar. If it's leaning left, use your arrow keys. The arrow keys are amazing design tools. It's just right there. That you don't have to go back on it in my shaky hand. I had too much coffee and a Red Bull and a Monster drink. I can't shake. Well, just use your arrow key. Tap, tap. Perfectly in place. Love it. All right. I got the photo. Let's zoom out. There he is, Milton. And I'm gonna, what I do? I'm gonna zoom in. I'm all about the zoom in. Get close. Get that perfect. You know what? You can't get it 100% perfect because I have that purposely super blurry background. I think it's like 32-bit. But that's good because once I come in, I'm going to unlock Milton when I have my other images in and get these aligned perfectly using the Align tool and using the Distribute spacing tool, which I will talk about ad nauseum. Body copy. It's right there. It's right there. Boom. Let's get that in there. Perfect. Perfect. All right. But Joel, the examples, I don't know what to do. Let me tell you what to do. You're going to be on the examples layer. You're going to have everything else locked. Look, locked, 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 unlocked. Examples. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Place. We place images into our documents. That's the name, Place. I'm going to go to that zip folder, the unzipped folder, Milton Glaser, links, and grab with the Shift. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click, click, click. Example 1, 2, and 3 are missing. Hold down Shift, or you can I think you can click and drag. No, hold down shift. And if you hold on shift, you can just click on 1 and 3. I just sped it up by 1 click. And then I'm going to just go to place. Now what you're going to get is what you see here. You get this little, I don't have like 2 icon-y things. I can't point with my finger, but you see that little corner piece with the arrow, and it has 3 things. It's 3 documents in there. And then there's also a number indication. This is 1 of 3 within my cursor right now. And all I'm going to do is tap, tap, and tap. Now you're going to say, Joel, these are way too big. What are you doing? All right, let's start to reduce the size of the imagery. We're going to use the scale tool to do an initial making smaller. I am not going to grab an edge. I am not going to squish it, squash it, change it. I'm going to click and drag from the outside and make sure all 3 are selected. It looks like a jumbled mess. Don't you worry. Now, there's this tool right here. It's a little square going into a big square. And what I am going to do is double click on it. And what happens, it opens up a scale. And I want to uniformly scale all these. And I'm going to type in the number 25. Why 25? It's going to bring it down that amount, perfectly scaled. And then I can work from there. It just is going to make the whole process easier. And then I'm going to hit OK. Now they're down here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go and change to the select tool, that arrow. And I'm just going to bring them on up. Now for image 1, I'm going to grab this big one. And I'm going to move it down. And this one is to nestle right in the margin. I'm going to turn on my snap. Right in there, all right? And now I need to make it smaller. As we can see, I'm going to zoom in. It's too wide. I am not going to grab the edge. I am going to hold down shift. See that? Shift is being held down on my keyboard. I'm going to click on the corner and drag while holding down shift. If you do not hold down shift, you are illegally scaling your image. The graphic design police are going to come arrest you. You always scale an image while holding down shift. And that was it. And now this is in place and it's looking great. Let's put in I Heart New York. Now you're going to say, Joel, this I Heart New York is behind. This doesn't make sense. What am I to do? Well, here's what you do. I'm just clicked on this, right? Clicked on it. Here in my properties panel, if I go all the way down and I go to arrange, I can bring it to front. Now it's on top. Easy, easy, easy. Now what I'm going to do is I can see my gray edge here, and the bottom needs to line up with Milton. So you can just like line it up with Milton. I'm going to hold down my shift button. I'm going to click and drag this over. When you hold down the shift, it constrains it, makes it hard to move it out of alignment. That's why we use the shift tool. So when you see it do this, it's a 45. But I'm just going to slide it back over until it covers the gray. I'm going to let go. And now I'm going to go from this edge and make it smaller. I'm going to hold down shift again, click and reduce it until it is the exact height of Milton. Right there. I may not even need to use that distribute tool. Now I need to move around. You know what's a good way, a fast way to do it? Hold down your space bar and then click and drag till you see the wine spectator. Make sure you go back and you're on that arrow, the select arrow. And I'm going to line up on this side. You know why? It's too hard to see here. So I'm going to go to this side and get it perfectly aligned. And then I'm going to hold down shift. I'm going to grab the corner and make it the correct height. And as I can see, it's a little bit off. I'm going to go a little bit smaller. I want it the same width as the iHeart New York. There might be a little bit sticking up over there. That's okay. That's okay. We have a really solid, like, I arrow key it up one. How about that? Look at the gaps. It's perfect. Now you may say on this one, all that crud is back there, but that's okay. It's not going to show up because that background is a template and the margin is a template. And what that means is that artwork is there, but it's only there for you. Nobody else will see it. So when I go to File, Save As, Save on my computer, changes to a PDF. Because, you know, I need the Illustrator file and the PDF. Remember that. Remember that. Because I look at them. I do. I open every document. Smallest file size. View PDF after saving. Few of you, make sure nothing's selected here. I'm getting some. I feel like I got some. People with the use document bleed settings, make sure that's not on. Save PDF. Boom. There it is. Look how gorgeous that is. Crisp, clean, wonderful spacing, a little bit of overlapping, a lot of information about Milton Glaser, born in 1929. He is among one of the most celebrated graphic designers in the United States, if not the world. There you go. That's that one. Love it. Loving it. What's up? Let's talk some form. Who wants to talk about form? I want to talk about form. Let's close that out. Form lecture. Dude, you know, guys, I've been talking to you for like 20 minutes and the stupid drill is still happening. I don't mean like call it stupid, but like it's you just in the background. There's this lady. Lockdown drill. All right, form. Form. We did line. We did shape. We're going to do form. As I like to start, we're starting with a dot. I'm going to see if I can do this. This is not practiced. I go to my brush. I got a black and white. I'm going to go to my brush. Oh boy, that brush is big. I'm going to go to my best of the best. I'm going to do Happy HP. We have a dot. I'm zooming in a little bit. We have a point. You guys have talked, we've talked about point. Then I have another point. And I'm going to make another point in space and another point in space. Now, we have these points. I'm not done. I'm going to make another point in space, another point in space, and another point in space. There's actually another one. It's here. All right. Oh, that's really crappy. Whatever. We'll let it go. I made 8 points in space. Now I'm going to start to connect them. What am I connecting them with? Lines. Point to point creates a line. Awesome. We got lines going on. Now I've created the shape. We went from a point to a line to a shape I hope you guys see where this is going. I'm going to take more lines and connect my points. And I'm going to create what we visually recognize as form. You want to know the easiest one to do? A perfect circle. Is it a circle or is it a sphere? Here's the way to tell a difference. If it's a circle and you transfer a circle, like let's say like that there's a vanishing point, your circle is actually, depending on the flatness of your circle shape, it's going to oval out. A sphere will never be different than a perfect circle. It can't not be. You can't have a sphere change its shape. It's always a sphere no matter what perspective you're looking at it. Isn't that nuts? Like a cube, you can kind of like rotate the cube and change it, and it's going to change in its form and the sides that you see. But a sphere, no matter what, is always a perfect circle. Blow your mind. And then, you know, then we go, talking another form. Where am I going with this one? Ooh, a little curve at the bottom. Did I trick anybody? That's a cone. But what? Ooh. I'm going to add a little flavor in this guy. My triangle can be a cone or a pyramid. Crazy. It's just taking a shape and manipulating it to trick people. Put a bunch of people down here. Ooh, they're looking at the Pyramid of Giza. Is that what it is? Ooh. We're just tricking people into thinking what they're seeing is actually truly a form or not. But it all comes from point to line to shape to form. And you do it with anything. Anything becomes a form. I say this lovingly. Any D&D nerds out there? What's like the 20-sided dice? That's a form based on a shape. You know what I mean? Like it can go infinite. You know, I don't know, like 100-sided die, whatever. It's a form based on a shape. Just pushed out. Crazy stuff. And it's all like builds, you know, like builds. So let's look at our
Attention. Lockdown alert is still underway. However, Milwaukee Police Department is on campus at the downtown Milwaukee campus. Please remain in your locations as we continue to investigate. As a precaution, we put the campus into lockdown while police are searching the area. Again, lockdown alert is underway. Please remain in your locations. Police are on campus and they have secured the campus, but are continuing to conduct the search.
Took them a while.
Yeah, the student just took them a while. Yeah. So me and Sebastian are gonna be here all night hanging out. I got some nuts. Maybe we can share. I don't know. That's the only food I got. So all right. So let's move on. Sorry, I wanted you all to hear that. That's why I went quiet. I think you could all hear that. Form. Let's talk about form. This one's a little bit simpler because it's just the base of like taking something from 2D to 3D for the most part. So you won't have to hear me drone on about this for 40 minutes. This gets a little bit quicker. Zoom in. Let's zoom in. Get my wrong tools here. Plus. Let's go to the hand. All right. Make sure I got it loaded. Colorful color. All right. Form refers to a three-dimensional structure of an object. It includes a length, a width, and a depth. So remember last time when I had the two words, well, it's length, width, and depth. This is actually in the correct setting, but I should probably change to length, height, and depth. And it gives it volume. So we're talking about volume. And I just, showed you in those drawings, like how it changes from one to another. So forms are, the other part is like, they can be anything, organic, it can be flat, like we did the shapes, like it really can stem and be anything we needed to do. It's just in the way that we want to fool the eye. So it can be done like real organic. I'm gonna going off the cuff here. So there, but if I draw a line and we start to get that sense of like, oh, it's like maybe a spill that's going over the edge. But what did I draw? In essence, is just a wiggly line. But the way we start to incorporate what is flat to develop a sense of 3D-ness in the design. And that's all it is. Well, how do you do it magically? Well, you just start to work with distance. You start to work with perspective. You start to add in that the depth is what we're adding in. I can draw a square. Or if I draw this, like, whoa. Like it might have a sense of going away from you. That's not really bad. Oh, because I did it in reverse. It should be going away from me. It should be getting smaller. And then it's like Star Wars, dude. And then the lines get bigger and darker as they become forward to you. And we work with atmospheric changes. Things that go away from you become lighter and lighter and lighter. Things that are closer to you are more contrasty, have more color, because the atmosphere, we're not looking through molecules. If you know science, what is air? It's like a liquid. It acts just like a liquid. It's molecules. So when that interrupts, it changes how we see, and then we can we can help fool people into thinking a flat object is, in fact, a form. Form that occupies space. Of course, shape and form. Well, a shape is two-dimensional. A form is three-dimensional. You could go through the whole, I showed you all, like a circle becomes a sphere. A square becomes a cube. A rectangle becomes, I don't actually know the correct names for everything, but I know like a triangle becomes a cone or a pyramid. They just go on and on and on and on and on. Everything can be extracted into a 3D element. It is the area where we start to create quote unquote realism. I would say that then it also maybe takes out a sense of style. The more we go for realism, the less we're interacting with style. Maybe that can be debated over and over. But it's like we have this tendency, and even my examples are tendencies to have the 3D form look as it is something else in life, and taking on a different structure. We'll see it with the popsicle, the sucker, Chupa Cups, I think it's called. Spatial relationships with the forms help establish. This is that one where you can have a flat surface, a poster, and really start to give a sense of depth within the poster itself by spatial relationships. And that comes, with the simple stylings of like, what do I do? I do here or that's just a spatial relationship. But it seems like, oh, this guy's further away. No, he's not. It's the pixels on a page. It's not further away. It's the same drawing. It's just the way I drew it lighter and smaller and offset it. The spatial relationship between those two help create a 3D environment that projects to the average viewer who isn't as smart as you all are. How'd you do that? Spatial relationships. Oh, texture and materiality also help with the form. We can add texture. Like everything I got is shiny. I gotta update my images. Forms. We start to add texture, and texture is going to be coming up. Texture is a part of the principles of design. It adds that material. So if something's shiny, if it's matte finish, matte meaning not shiny. If it's furry, is it water or is it oil? Is it grass, sand? You know, like all those are textures that we project onto a form to give it even more materiality and help tell a story. We got that same thing, you know, emotion and mood, just like shapes. We draw our sweet little clouds. So, you know, and we do our, why did I do that? Our sweet little clouds. But then if I do, like, I'll do this, change a bit. And again, it doesn't take much. The smaller and behind gives that sense of depth. But it's clouds. It makes me feel soft and nice and everything. You know, or like I drew that last week, like the jaggedy teeth, you know, whatever. Coming up on Halloween. All right, application, shading, shadows, and highlights are employed to create an illusion of volume, making objects or elements appear realistic and tangible. That's all we're doing. We're tricking people, tricking them, tricking the eye. Pretty amazing stuff. And then balance and harmony, achieving balance of forms within a design is essential for creating harmony. This is a bigger picture idea of the final piece that we would be creating. Let's look at these examples. Mary Lou Warcross. Completely done in 3D. Super kind of rad design where they have cross repeated going this way, war repeating going this way. We have an extreme, like, just like super extreme angle on it, you know, like, and then it's the beautiful, like, iridescent, reminds us of crystal, you know, and again, all just fake. You know, it's sort of like, they may have done this in a 3D program. Even if they did it in a 3D program, it's rendered to look real. It's not real. But it's what we can achieve these days from our mind to the computer doing certain programs and working on that. But it's a really great effect. You know, like I want to walk on this. There's something about it. I'm like, I kind of want to step on this. And it makes it fun and it makes it interesting for that. Angus. I forget what year this movie came out, but old enough that this wasn't possible for the average designer. This is now, right? This is now. You can now download Shaper, all these other weird programs. You can build 3D and then model it and then bring it in. It's a whole different aspect of design life. But back in the day, this is what we got. And you know how we did this? Called a fisheye lens, and it sphere. I forget what Photoshop calls it, and it's basically Photoshop had an algorithm that makes things look closer here and distorted out here, and it's based on a camera lens called a fisheye camera lens, which was all the rage, and then it fades away and it comes back. It's all the rage again, but it's like looking through your peephole. When somebody looks really funny, I don't know how many people still have those peephole lenses in their doors now that we got cameras, but it's that, like, you know, you look through it and they look like this. But it's creating a form. It's adding form on top of form almost.
Attention,
Ugh.
all clear. The
Yay!
emergency has passed. Please resume normal activity.
Oh, we have been resuming
All
our
clear.
normal
The
activity.
emergency has passed. Please resume normal activity. Attention, all clear. The emergency has passed. Please resume normal activity. Attention,
Ugh.
all clear. The emergency has passed. Please resume normal activity. Thank you.
All right. So back to normal activity. Again, how fun is this to write the type in the sense that is an actual popsicle, sucker? It just brings the product to life in a different sort of way. I think it's super cool. It's super fun. You know, like, why not? Why not use your product as the advertisement? It's really nice. Here's one. I like this one. These last two are good. Flat, creating shape. In the way that things are drawn, 90% flat image. There's a little gradation in it, but not much. But what we're getting the form is through a little bit of shadow and a little bit of the, like, not quite overlay, but let's call it the line work receding, smaller to bigger. It gives us a sense of space. This is in the outside. On the inside, we see these light lines going to small, big to small. So it's giving us a sense of volume and a sense of space, but it's essentially flat, what we call flat art. Nobody, you know, we're not sitting there putting on like highlights and this and that and like shading it so it looks real. It's flat art made to look like it's 3D. And then we got this one, which is based on red and dark red and white. Red, dark red, white. I'm ignoring the gray shadow stuff. That's added, but you can make a 3D object with two colors. It's just all about perspective. How do you make said thing appear as it's standing? Here they added the 3D form. That helps us. But even if I took off that 3D form, it would still look 3D. It would just look flat. Let's do it. Let's do it. So it just, you know, for the most part, it still looks 3D because of the way it's standing. Now I'm just rushing because I know I'm gonna do the presentations. But you know what I mean? Oh, that comes across there. So without the 3D, it still looks like it's standing, just simply due to the fact that we've changed some angles on it that coincide with the rest of the piece. Form is fun. Remember that. Remember that. Form is fun. All right. Let's move on. Poor quality. Research. Book, movie poster, album cover. I'll go over it. I'll try to do this in exactly 10 minutes. Okay. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, this maybe let's do it. Come on in. Wait, I'm not for you. It's all recorded. It'll be up on YouTube afterwards. Where were you held up?
The library.
Okay. We had somebody rescued from the library. They made it. All right, so we know what we're doing. I'm gonna quickly grab stuff. Let's see if we can do this 10 minutes, and I'm going to talk about form and Illustrator. You're in that Illustrator project. Again, we're just stepping through and making things easy. So we're going to go to images. I'm going to go to tools. I'm going to go to size, and I'm going to go to large. I picked the 1960s, and I'm looking for form. Weirdly, I like this Barbarella one because she is a form on a flat background. She sticks out as the form. I really like that, and I like that background. Kind of weird. Save image as. Where am I to save it? Here, new folder, form. Save. All right, I got a movie poster. 1960s album covers. Images. Tools. Size. Large. That's one. Here. We just did this. Look at that. Look at that form, right? Save it. Save. I got a WebP and a JPEG. Book covers. Again, images. And you can search beyond this. I'm giving you just the basics, right? There's a billion Pinterest. Pinterest is a wonderful area to search. All right. Pinterest. Size. Large. It's looking for form. Dude. This one. Again, I'm digging this. I'm digging this form on flat, because the form on flat really makes it pop. You know, like those lines really like push out and make that car like, yeah. Love it. Save image as. Save. I think I got another WebP. So I'm going to open those and then resave them. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to go to File, Open. I'm going to find on my desktop. I'm going to go to 103, and I'm going to go to Form, and AVIF. So I'm going to hold Control actually. So I always forget. I'm here. Those two, open, and I'm just going to File. Oh, here. I'm here. I'm going to crop it first. I'm in this program, and I can crop it, and then I don't have to crop it in the other program. I'm close. File. Save as. JPEG. Done. Save. Okay. Barbarella. File. Save as. I want it to be a JPEG. Save. Okay. I'm going to go back to my file. I'm going to go here. Make sure I'm in my other account. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Google Drive. I'm going to go to New, Google Slides. I'm going to click on this business proposal one. I don't know why. That's kind of cool. I like that background. Oh, crap, I got to go delete everything out. Delete. If you don't want it, delete it. Don't be sloppy designers. Delete. I'm just clicking and deleting. And if it's like doing the words, click on the box around it. Again, I got that giant cursor that I use for you all. It's hard to sometimes click on it. Delete. All right, I got a spooky background, whatever. Okay. Insert image. Upload from computer. Desktop. 103. Form. I only want the 3 JPEGs. Open. Kapow! In there, spaced correctly, everything. Did it for me. But guess what? I'm going to modify it. I want this to be smaller. And I'll hold down Shift. And I want the book to be smaller. And I'll hold down Shift. And I want it the same height. See that line that comes up? All these are super helpers. I want this in the middle. Then I'm going to grab all 3. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to make it bigger. Then I'm going to make sure I grab all 3. And I'm making sure I'm going to have this be a little bit higher than center, but I'm centered. I'm using what the computer can do for me. And then I'm going to type in my words. And I'm going to go to type and I'm going to click. And it says movie poster. I'm going to make this smaller. Don't keep excess crap around, like those really long items. I did. Oh. I'm going to blow minds. Yeah. Don't you worry. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. No, move it. Make it smaller, right? I held down Shift. I'm going to move everything back out. Okay. I'm going to make sure everything is centered. And then I got this, and I'm just going to copy paste. Oh, what the hell was that? Copy paste. Album cover. It's got always weird typing on the sideways. I'll grab that, copy paste. Nope, it did it within the box. I want copy paste. And then book cover. Now I'm going to look at it, checking distance, spaces, about the same space, like they all are going to be the same amount from the bottom edge. Looks cool. Boom. File. Download. PDF. Everything's perfect, perfectly spaced, perfect borders, perfect spelling. And there we have it. Just going over this over and over. Yes, ad nauseum, because you get these perfect, then that leads to everything being perfect. We're just not throwing it in half-ass here and there and there and there. All right, awesome. The design project. You are going to, do I have 6 or 3 on this? 3 compositions. This one's a little tougher. Into which I want you to make the square that we always work in appear to have dimension, but you can only use black, 50% gray, and the white. That's it. 100% black fill, 50% gray fill, and white. Not a single stroke shall be seen. No outlines, nothing. No colors, no gradients. But wait, a gradient makes everything seem like it has form. Nuts to that. All right, that's not true. And it's actually, a gradient is just a handicap to making things look like they have form. Black, 50% gray, and white. Not a single outline. You can use shape, whatever. Let's look at one. I'll do some. What? I walked down the hallway. I came upon a dark door. Do you realize that this is just literally two shapes? It is a rectangle in black and a trapezoid in 50% gray. Joel, where do I get 50% gray? Under here, under fill. You all have this. It's the middle one. And if you hold like long enough, it will say like 50% gray at some point. But I have all these like indicator markers turned off because I don't need to see them. And then so like when I want to show them, they don't. Right there, 50%. Black, white, 50% gray. How did you do that? All right, this is fun. I'm off. Remember, working on this side. I'm gonna create a shape. I'm just gonna hold on shift, and I'm gonna change it to black so it's easier for all of us to see. Now, cancel. I have this square, but I want to modify it in odd ways. I'm gonna go to what is called the direct select tool. All right, this is the select tool. This tool is meant for like big grabs and big moves. I want to move this from here to here. I want to rotate it. I want to, blah, blah, blah. Big moves. I want to round the edges, whatever. Big moves. Details happen with what is called the direct selection tool. This is where now I can go over and then see how this little red dot lights up, and I can grab that. And then I'm going to hold down shift. It's always about holding down shift. And I can start to drag this dot around, make it a bit longer, shorter. But if I hold down shift, at least it's going to stay in line unless it's like a real part here. Because I think it can go in the increments of 35. But so just like I did there, I just move it in. And I'm going to take this one and just click and drag and move it in. Let me tell you something though. The direct select tool does take a little bit of practice. But when we're working in just flat squares, play around. Take it off the artboard. Again, we're not saving sketchbooks and nobody's going to be looking at this work 30, 40, 50 years from now and being like, this is a wonderful work by the student back when nobody cares. Just make a mess, play around. Grab an edge. What happens when you grab an edge? Whoa. Okay. What? I just made that looks like a shadow going back in the space. I created that with 3 moves. You can grab here. I don't know, made a check mark. Just start to grab and play with the direct select tool, knowing that the direct select tool depends on whether you grabbed an edge or a corner point. Just play. And I want to move the whole thing, I switch back. This is actually a cool shape. I like that. It's like twisting forwards and towards me, right? No, it's just a flat shape. It's just a bunch of black pixels. Nothing's coming toward me or twisting toward me. That was a trick question. You can alter this as well. You can add curves by adding points. This is getting advanced. I'm gonna add a point to this. And what I did is you add a point by going to the pen tool. And with it selected, as I can see it's in red, I'm gonna click on it and then a big plus shows up And when I see a plus, I'm going to tap once. And then I'm going to go back to the direct select tool and I can move that in. And now I added a new point. And if I go super crazy, again, now this is uber advanced. Underneath the pen tool is this anchor point tool. Looks like a little V, upside down V. And if I take that point, I click and I drag it, I can make that a curve. Play around. Play around on the side. Develop some things and then bring them in. Like I said, this first one is literally a rectangle in the middle and a trapezoid at the bottom, but it creates the idea of depth, of walking down a hallway into a dark corridor. With I'm not going fast enough now. There. There we go. Maybe that sells it for somebody. The evil eyes. So that's all it is. That's like how simple this is. To create the form within this box. Make the box. That's like the big one. Is I don't want a form floating. Please don't say this one's floating. It's not. It's going off the edge. But I just don't want, like, I made a cube in the middle of the page. Like, can you make the square itself feel like there's depth to it? Here, this was literally a square and a weird shape done with the pen tool or modifying a rectangle. Again, play around to create this extending cube that's running off the page. Two shapes. Just play around, have some fun. Use shapes. I don't want to see a single black line. I want to see white lines. No strokes, just shapes. Black, 50% gray, and white. Sound good? You guys got any questions, comments, concerns? All right. Well, look at this. With lockdown drill, finished 15 minutes earlier than normal. Thank you all very much. You know how to get a hold of me. You know all Thursday assignments are due Thursday today, 11:59 p.m. Else you will be marked absent, into which the college will assume you do not want to participate in the course. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, there's the 50 ways to contact me. Message boards, discussion boards, emails, texts, phone calls. Though I don't know if you answer my phones, you have to leave a message. All that kind of fun stuff. Do not think that I am not here to help you. I am. You just can't wait until the last minute. You have to ask your questions in advance so I can work with you. Like tonight, I got to leave at 4 and I got to eat dinner and I got to go help some Lego nerds for 2 hours. And so I'm going to be, not helping them. And then I get back and it's 8 o'clock at night and then I'm done. So then I'm back on tomorrow and then I have meetings. So if you're like, oh, I had these questions at midnight, the day it's due, that's on you, not on me. So working a little bit ahead of things. All right. Any other? Well, nobody had any questions, so why am I even asking that again? Coolio. You guys all have a great night, a great weekend. Contact me at any point, right? Today's Thursday. Contact me at any point if you have questions, comments, or concerns. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll see you on Tuesday. I think Tuesday's color. Color is a fun one. That's going to be a little bit longer. I got color things to teach you. All right. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.